Now this last 13th point is the very important point for examination. Okay. This talks about application of seized or requisitioned asset. How will the department apply your seized and requisition asset? Suppose the department has taken assets worth rupees 10 crore from you. Okay. Now where they will use it? Where they will use it? Or if I can say it the other way around, how they will, which all taxes they will recover out of it. Okay. Which all taxes they will recover out of the seized asset. Did you understand my question? I'll again say from one more side. Today search completed, they seized assets of 10 crore. Now with the help of this 10 crore, which all tax liabilities they will recover it. Are you clear? Now they will recover in the following manner. First, whatever assets they have seized or they have requisitioned. Did you understand the difference between the two? Seizure will be done by the assessing officer himself, and the requisition asset is received from some other authority. Are you clear? The asset seized, etc. may be dealt in the following manner. That is, the following things can be recovered. First, the existing liability under the Income Tax Act. Is it possible that under the income tax law already there is an existing liability which you are not paying? There are existing dues pending in your name. You are not paying that. Is it possible or not? From where it will be recovered? From the seized assets. Okay. From the requisition asset. Now very dangerous. Even existing liability under the wealth tax can be recovered from the asset seized. So now there is a cross recovery of under different laws. Are you able to understand? The asset is seized under which law? But the recovery is adjusted against which law? Wealth tax law also. Gift Tax Act. And Finance Act 2024 has made an amendment that it can be recovered, it can be adjusted against the liability under which law? Please tell me. Even black money law. Are you able to understand or not? Please tell me. So the amount is seized under which law? Income tax. But it will be recovered and adjusted. It will be adjusted against 4 laws. Now, search is done. Seizure is done. Tell me. Now what will the department do after this? They will sit. Now we are going to do assessment. Earlier what they used to do? 147. But from 1st September what are they going to do? Block assessment. Okay. What history I told you about block assessment at the beginning of the lecture? When block of assessment was discontinued? 2003 it was discontinued. Before 2003 it was there. Then what kind of assessment came for search and seizure? Was it separate from 147? Yes, it was separate from 147, but every year separate assessment. Correct or not? Then what happened? Then 2021 they merged both the assessment. Correct? Then what happened in 2024? They again split the both of them and they went back to 2003. Okay. Prior to 2003. Are you clear or not? Please tell me. So now, let's see. Now, I will be taking the help of Bare Act at many places because this is absolutely a new section. I need to take the help of Bare Act at many places. Okay. So I may not do everything from here. I will take the help of what? The Income Tax Act also. And unfortunately on the website of the Income Tax Department, they have not updated the Act so far. Okay. So I will not be able to show you the website, and that is the reason I will be showing you the book of our regular batch. Okay. In our regular batch book, I have put the entire Income Tax Act. Okay. So there I will show you the relevant provisions of the block assessment. Did you understand what I said? Then at the time of revising, you can revise from here. It is okay. Is it clear? But to understand it beautifully and in a proper manner, we need to take the help of the Bare Act. Okay, I'll just show you the regular batch book also over here. where we have put the bare act. This. Can you see? This is the bare act. See how many sections they have put. All new. Absolutely fresh. But most of them are copied and pasted from where? Prior to 2003 law only. Okay. So now it is a dangerous provision. Huh? You have to be absolutely careful, and I will make it cakewalk for you. You just pay attention. That's it. Nobody will be able to do all these things across India. That I am 100% sure. This requires the experience of the last 20 years. Only this can be understood. Otherwise, it is not possible to understand. Special provision. And we have already found a loophole also in the new amendment. Okay. There is a big loophole in this particular provision. Okay. That I will tell you at the end of this lecture. 1/5 block assessment reintroduced by Finance Act 2024. On 23rd of July 2024, they announced this. Applicable from 1st September. Special provision for assessment of search have been inserted in Chapter 14B. Okay. To reintroduce the scheme of block assessment for the cases in which search under Section 132. Okay. Or what? Don't forget this. Remember what is requisition? Request other department to give the books of accounts, money, bullion, jewelry to us if they do not require any longer. Okay. Has been initiated when? On or after 1st September 2024. Is this clear to everyone? Is this point clear to everyone? What is the date of applicability? Again, it is repeated. Where? On or after? A search is initiated or books of accounts are requisitioned. In case of a person, the AO shall proceed to assess or reassess the total income of the blocked period of such person as per Section 158B to BI. Now, please pay attention now. Very dangerous. Okay. The AO will assess. The very first condition that we need to keep in mind always that the search or the requisition should happen on or after 1st September 2000. Please tell me loudly. 2024. If it has happened till 31st August, where will you go? Will you come here? Please don't come. Go in 147. The normal procedure will be followed. Okay. 148A, 148, etc. All those things. Are you clear or not? Please tell me. Now pay attention, please. Okay. Shall I say? Now the AO will assess the income for a block period. Yes. Sir, what is a block period? Is the block period defined? Yes, it is defined. Where it is defined, sir? See. This chapter 14B is complete in every sense. This chapter 14B will tell you everything in this world. Let me tell you what do you mean by everything? Shall I say? This chapter 14B will tell you everything, will tell you definitions, will tell you when to file return, will tell you whether the return can be revised or not, will tell you how much interest will be levied, will tell you how much penalty will be levied, will tell you whether we can appeal or not, will tell you how to pass an order, what is the time limit to complete an assessment. Everything is written in this chapter. Are you able to understand or not? Otherwise you go to different sections now for different items. Interest is levied under different section, penalty is levied under different section, correct or not? But here everything is levied under the same chapter, different sections are there. But the chapter is same. Now the very first thing that we need to keep in mind is the AO is going to assess the total income of a block period. Which period? Of a block period. If you see this particular section, check. 158 PA, assessment of total income as a result of search. Subsection 1. Shall I read? Today I want you all to have interpretation of law at its best. Otherwise you will not understand all these things. High level of interpretation is required. High level of vision and knowledge is required to understand these concepts. Listen carefully. Shall I read? notwithstanding anything contained in any other provision of this act, where on or after 1st day of September 2024, a search is initiated under section 132, or books of accounts, other documents, or any assets are requisitioned under 132A in case of any person, then the AO shall proceed to assess or reassess the total income of what? Of block period in accordance with the provision of this chapter. So will you ask or not? What do I mean by? Please tell me. What do I mean by a block period? Are you clear? Sir, what is a block period, sir? Sir, what is a block period? So it is defined under section 158B. As I've told you, you don't have to go. You don't have to turn the pages. Just be in this chapter. Are you clear? You will get every question answer in this chapter only. Whether the answer is correct or wrong, that is a different thing. Okay. Are you able to understand my question or not? Every question is answered here. Whether it is correctly answered or incorrectly answered, that we will resolve at the end of the lecture, correct or not. Let's see the definition of what? Don't read. Wait. What does this sentence want to tell you? That he will do assessment for a... It means this, once we learn the block period, will we know for which all year assessment will be done? Tell me now please fast. Once we know the definition of block period, will we be aware of the years for which the income assessment will be reopened? Please tell me. Yes. So let's see the block period definition. Shall I read? Block period means the period comprising previous years relevant to 6 assessment years. Comprising what? Previous years relevant to preceding the previous year, preceding the in which the search was under section 132 or any requisition was made under 132A. Just stop here. Don't read ahead. Okay. Shall I write something on the board? Suppose the search is initiated on 30th September 2024. Okay. Search is initiated means commenced, started. Okay. That is the day on which the officer has taken the warrant and entered. Correct? And suppose on 5th October 2024 it was completed. Is it clear? This is the date which I am putting on the board. Now read these 3 lines and tell me. You may make a mistake. It's okay. Don't worry. You are learning. Which 6 years will be coming over here? You can tell me from the perspective of previous year also. Then we will convert that into assessment year. Okay? Then what? Previous year? Previous year 17-18 to 23-24? This is what you have decoded, Niveda? Then what you have decoded? Everybody has to think on this. If we give time, then we will learn. Now, if I directly say, then you will not. Never think only on this point. Please. Tell me, please. See, and the answer is correct. Palani has given correct answer. It is previous year 17-18 to previous year 23-24, which is AY to AY 24-25. Now, how we have arrived to this particular block period? Okay. See, block period means period comprising previous year relevant to 6 assessment years preceding the previous year in which the search was initiated. Acha, please tell me, search was initiated in which previous year? 24-25. Okay. Are you clear? Now read once again. Block period means the period comprising previous years relevant to the 6 assessment years preceding the previous year. Which is the 6 previous year preceding the previous year 24-25? Are these 6 previous year preceding the previous year 24-25? Please tell me. Arey, tell me now, please. Arey, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to find out when was the search conducted. Are you clear? When was the search conducted? 24-25. Ignore that year. Ignore. Take the last 6 years. Are you clear? Now take the relevant assessment of last 6 years. That will make your first assessment year as your current year only. Arey, yes or no? Did everybody understand how to pick up the block period? So very simple. The year in which the search was conducted, ignore that year. Take the last 6 previous years. If you take the last 6 previous year and if you convert that into assessment year, then you have to count from the current year. Are you clear? Arey, previous year 23-24 is assessment year 24-25 na? Okay. But the definition of block period does not end here. Does it end here? Arey, does it end here? No, it further goes ahead. Check. And also includes the period starting from first day of the April of the previous year in which the search was initiated. It means they are talking about which date? They are talking about 1st April 2024, correct? Or the requisition was made and ending on the date of execution of the last day of the authorization for search or requisition. What was the last day of the search? To 5th October 2024. Okay. Now listen, the block period is divided into 2 parts. 6 years are, can I say 6 years are complete years? Take that 6 years. Okay. And also an assessee who is shameless, who has hidden the income for the last 6 years. Has he not hidden the income for the last 6 months? Tell me. Take that also in the block period. Did you understand what I said? Yes, sir. So block period has 2 parts. 6 completed years and the year of search from 1st April till the date of completion of search. Did you understand? Please tell me, all of you. 100%. Because entire discussion of this chapter relies around what? Block period. If you don't understand this, then you will not understand anything in this chapter. Now you can read this, please, all of you. I have put the example here. There is some mistake here. It will be previous year 17-18. Okay. Is this clear, all of you? Tell me fast. Now, so the AO will do what? The assessment of which period? Block period. Okay. And have we clarified what is block period? Please tell me. Now, what are you supposed to do? Listen, wait, don't say anything. Now the AO will send you a notice. What will he do? He will send you a notice. For what? For filing return for the block period. He will say, now file the return for the block period, please. And disclose whatever you have earned in the last 6 years. Are you able to understand? Shall we read the procedure for return filing? Come here. The AO shall, in respect of search initiated or requisition made on or after 1st September 2000, issue a notice to such person requiring him to furnish what? Of. Now, do you know what is block period? 6 complete years and 1/2 year. Okay. In prescribed form within such period as may be. But maximum how many days? Maximum 60 days. Is it clear, all of you? So AO will tell you to file the return. It may be 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, but it will not be more than 60 days. After the return is filed, the AO will issue you a scrutiny notice. Okay. Next, once you file the return, you cannot revise this return. Okay. This return cannot be revised. Are you clear? Further, this return will not be processed also under 143(1). Okay. So all these things are written in the law. Is this clear to all of you? Please tell me. So, after search and seizure is completed, what is the first thing that AO is going to do? Send a notice to file the return. Are you clear? After the return is filed, what will you do? What will he do? He will send scrutiny notice. After the return is filed, what you cannot do? I cannot revise the return. Department will not process the return. Okay? Under the CPC Bangalore. Are you clear? Otherwise, all the returns are what? In general, apart from this search and seizure return, all other returns are generally processed now in CPC in Bengaluru. Correct or not? Now, you will find out all these things in your book. Sir, where it is written? Everything is here, there, huh? You'll go mad if you start to read the Bare Act. I have to tell you in the order in which it can be done. Okay. See here. Procedure for block assessment. 158 BC. Shall I read? Where any search has been under section 132 or books of accounts, other documents, assets are acquisition under 132A in case of any person, then the AO shall, in respect of search initiated or books of accounts, etc., requisition on or after 1st September, what the AO should do? Issue a notice to such person requiring him to furnish within such period, not exceeding how much? 60 days, as may be specified in the notice, a return in the form verified in the manner as may be prescribed. For which period? And the return should be office, including what? It means in the return, should he write everything? What he has disclosed earlier, that also? What he has not disclosed earlier, that also? Everything will be disclosed. Why? Because here the assessment is also of the total income. Check. The assessment is not of undisclosed income. Are you able to understand or not? The assessment is of the total income of the assessee. Are you clear? Further, after that, will he send you a scrutiny notice? Yes? Then, provided further, any return of income required to be furnished under this section and furnished beyond the period. If you are furnishing what? Then it will not be valid. He will do best judgment, obviously. Right? 148 notice is required now. Don't read also without reading say. Is 148 notice required now? It is not required. That was required before 31st of August. Right? Right now not required. Can you revise this return? You cannot revise this return. Is it clear all of you? Please tell me. Step by step we have to go. Huh? Very dangerous provision it is. Very dangerous. Then we will consolidate at the end of the chapter. Okay? All of them. Now concept by concept try to understand. Shall I go ahead with the next one? So what all things we have learned in the block assessment so far? Tell me. Correct. First search should initiated on or after 1st September 2024. Second thing what we learned? Tell me. Assessing officer will assess the total income. Okay. Then we read the block period. Okay. Then AO will send a notice for filing the return. How much time he will give you? Perfect. Then you cannot revise the return. Then you cannot revise the return. Then you cannot do what? Process the return. Correct? 148 notice will also not be given. That is not a very important point. That is very obvious now. Correct or not? Now, shall we go ahead with the next part? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready, Palani? Shall I go ahead? So now, pay attention on the board, please, all of you. Search is initiated on 30th September 2024. Search is completed on 5th October 2024. Is the new law applicable? The answer is yes, obviously yes sir, it is applicable. Is it clear? Now, what is the block period? Tell me the directly the year. Don't give me bhashan, Palani. Previous year 17-18 to previous year 18-19. I am writing all of them. Plus what? Is everyone clear till here? Is everyone clear till here? How much percentage clear? Arey, how much percentage it is clear to you till here? Arey, in your mind, how much percentage clarity is there? Alani, how much percentage clarity till here? Arey, how much percentage the concept is clear to you? 50% clear, sir. 50% still not clear, sir. Understood, not understood. That's what I am asking. 100% na? Arey, 100% clear or not till here? Otherwise, if it is 99.9% clear, I will speak one more. Arey, Palani, don't do all these things. Just tell me whether you understood everything 100% or not. Shall I go ahead now? Now see what we are supposed to do. See here, don't do anything, please. See here. I have written everything correctly or some mistake is there? Okay, wait. 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23. It starts from where? Sorry. Here also we have made a mistake then. Palani yaar. Here also we have made a mistake. It starts from 17, 18. Sorry. Yes, 18, 19. I'm sorry. Previous year to previous year. Then it becomes 6 years. No, otherwise it becomes 7 years. Yes or no? So you have to start from the last year only. In the year in which the search was initiated and the last 6 years. Okay. So this will become automatically AY 1922 AY 2425. Is it clear? Yes, sir. I'm sorry for that. So now I will just make the changes here also accordingly. Previous year 18-19. Previous year 23-24. Okay. Plus what? 1st April 2024 to 5th October 2024. Okay. Now, what are you supposed to do? Pay attention. Here also it should be previous year 18-19. Okay. Now, is this clear to everyone till here? Now, the next step. We have found the block period. We have found that the AO has to send you notice to file the return, etc., etc. Return cannot be revised. Return cannot be processed. He will send you scrutiny notice, so on and so forth. Is everyone clear till here? Now listen. Next one. On this date. On this is which date? The date on which the search is commenced. So on this date, you need to check the status of all these years. You need to check the. Is it possible on the date of initiation of search? The assessment under various sections of all these years might be already pending. in front of assessing officer? Please tell me. Think and answer. Again, I'm raising a question. Is it possible when the search was initiated, the assessment for 23-24 or the assessment for 22-23 is already pending under 143, or the assessment for 2021 is already pending under 147, or the assessment for 21-22 is already pending under 144? Is it possible or not? Please tell me now. Tell me na, Niveda. Is it possible or not? Can you imagine these situations or not? You have to imagine. So say for example, on the date of, suppose this year's 147 is pending, and these 2 years, what? 143 subsection 3 assessment is pending. Is it possible? Tell me fast. Yes, it is possible. Then what shall we do? There will be duplication of assessment, na? Already assessments are pending for past years, which are there in the block period. Bring your 100% mind today. Okay, don't keep at home. Bring 100% in the lecture, Palani. Is the assessment already pending for 19-20 under 147? For 21-22, 22-23 already pending in front of the AO? Now the AO is initiating 158 block assessment. Will there be dual assessment unnecessarily of the same year? So the law says that all such assessments, all pending, will what? Will abate. Stop that. It means 147 will be stopped, and now your income will be assessed under which assessment? 158B. Are you able to understand? Everybody understood this? You take a photograph of this. You start taking photograph of every example which I take, then we will read it. Okay? Now, shall we read? All assessment, status of completed assessment. Shall we see? All assessment for the block period shall abate on the date of initiation of search or making requisition. There will be one consolidated assessment for block period. Correct or not? Till block assessment is complete, no further assessment or reassessment shall take place in respect of the period covered in the block. Are you clear? Whatever is the period covered in the block. Can the department touch any other section except this one? Please tell me. No. For previous year 18-19 to 23-24, nobody can touch any other year now. Are you clear? The assessment under chapter 14B would be in addition to any assessment or reassessment already completed prior to the date of initiation of search, and any income declared in the return of income filed under 139 or in response to a notice under 142 or 148 would be subsumed while computing the total income of the block period. What do I mean by that? Is it possible that your earlier assessment is already done? Whatever income you have shown over here, everything will be subsumed in this. Subsumed in this means it will be included in this assessment, and one single assessment will be done for a period of how many years? Please tell me. For a period of 6.5 years almost. Are you clear? Is it possible you have already filed a return earlier? Is it possible your assessment already done earlier? Is it possible you have not filed the return and department has sent you a notice under 142.1 and then you have filed the return? Is it possible that there has been 148 notice which has already been sent earlier and 147 already done earlier? Everything will be subsumed here. Are you clear? Please tell me. In short, you have to total the income of block period. That is 6.5 years, whatever it comes to. Are you clear? Please tell me. 100% clear. Very dangerous provision. Yes. Do you want to read this from the Bare Act? Read then. See here. Subsection 2 of 158BA. The assessment, reassessment, recomputation under the provision of this Act. Other than this chapter, we will not abate our own proceeding. Are you mad or what, Palani? Yeah. You will not abate our own proceeding now. If any, pertaining to any assessment here falling in the block period, pending on the date of initiation of search. Okay. On which date you should check the pendency? On 30th September or 5th October? 30th September. 30th September. Okay. Under section 132. Making requisition under section 132 as the case may shall abate. Shall and shall be deemed to have abated on the date of initiation of search or making of requisition. Okay. Is everyone clear till here? Please tell me. Are you clear till here? Have you copied? Have you taken a photograph of this? Shall I go ahead? See here. Status of subsequent search. Check here, please. Hey, listen up, please, all of you. I am creating situation in my mind. I am creating all examples and putting in front of you. Otherwise, you read for your entire year, you will not appreciate even one of the subsection. Very difficult to understand all these things. Shall I say? 30th September 2024. What happened? Tell me now what happened. Search is initiated. This is the date on which you will check the pendency of the previous year proceedings. And what about the proceedings which are pending? What happened? What will happen with that? Will they continue? Will they continue? Will they continue? It will abate. It will stop. 5th October 2024. What will happen? Search is completed. After that, what will happen? No. What the AO will do? AO will send notice to file ROI. For what? For which period? For the entire block period of 6 years and whatever it is. Correct? Now, after that you will file the return, and then can I say the block assessment is pending? Block assessment is what? Pending. When the block assessment will be completed? Whenever the order will be passed by the AO for 6 years. Okay? Now, suppose when the block assessment was pending. Okay? Is it possible that a second search has happened in the assessee's premise? Tell me now, please. Possible or not? I have a question to all of you. Assessment is pending. What do you mean by this? Once an assessment is pending, till that time nobody will come to you. Nobody will search you. You can do anything you want to. Huh? Should the law be like this? That till the time search proceedings, till the time assessment is not completing, do whatever we want. Nobody will come to our place. Should the law be like this? If the in between of assessment, if the AO has reason to believe that there is a money, bullion, jewelry, etc. kept at your place, will he do a search or not? Tell me now. Now, what will happen? Did you understand? Are you able to understand the situation? What will happen in this case? Shall we read? Ready, all of you? Where any assessment under the provision of this chapter is it pending? In case of an assessee in whose case subsequent search is initiated, is subsequent search initiated or a requisition is made, such assessment shall be duly completed. Such assessment shall be, and thereafter the assessment in respect of such subsequent search shall be made under the provision of this chapter. So what is the moral of the story? First complete the old assessment of 6 years, then again send a notice for 6 years, and then again do a block period assessment of 6 years. Did you understand what I said? Please tell me, all of you. Tell me na, Palani, Mr. Palani. In this case, please help me to complete the sentence. First, the block assessment of earlier search, correct? And then initiate the block assessment of second search. It's not like that, okay? If second search has happened, then this will also abate. Okay? It's not like that. Are you able to understand or not? This will not abate. This will continue. Okay. Please take a photograph of this. All these things will help you to understand the concept in a better manner. Shall we go ahead? Pay attention now. Now, the AO shall what? Assess what? We have seen in the Bear Act, the AO shall assess total income, correct? Of the assessee, including the undisclosed income, correct? Which shall include any money, bullion, jewelry, other valuable article or thing, or any expenditure, any income based on any entry in the books of accounts, other documents, transaction, where such money, bullion, jewelry, etc. Blah, 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 blah. Represents what? Represents your undisclosed income, correct or not? We have seen such words in 147 also, if you remember. Yes, today. So there's nothing great in this, okay? So he will do his work properly, that's it. He will compute his total income, that's what. Okay, there's nothing great written over here. Now, let's go ahead. Shall I go ahead? Let's talk about now undisclosed income. Pay attention. Step by step. Now, till here, whatever we have done, let's have a macro view of that. First of all, search and seizure should be completed first, correct? After that, what AO will do? He will send a notice and he will tell you to file the return. Return for how many years? 6 separate return or one return? Hey, one return. What separate return, Palani? The entire objective is defeated when you say separate returns. What is the name of this assessment? One single return will be filed for a block period. Now, is everyone aware of block period? Tell me loudly. Yes, block period is clear to everybody. AO will send you a notice to file the return for the block period. For how many? After that, in how many days you will file the return? It will be specified in the notice, maximum 60 days. You cannot revise the return. Return cannot be processed, correct? After the return is filed, what AO will do? After the return is filed, what AO will do? No. How will he start the assessment? Tell me. He will send you a scrutiny notice. Don't forget the points. Don't forget the points within 10 minutes. He will send you a 143(2) notice. And then he will initiate the assessment. Okay. What will happen with the pending assessments? On which date we should check the pending assessments? Date of initiation of search, you will check the pending assessments. Okay. 143, 144, 147. Everything will abate? Everything will abate. Are you clear? Okay. What about if there is a subsequent search? In case of subsequent search, you cannot initiate the new assessment now. Okay. First complete the old block assessment and then you will initiate the new block assessment. Are you clear? Now, what does undisclosed income comprise of? Again, there is nothing great. What is undisclosed? Yeah, something which you have not disclosed is undisclosed. As simple as that. Yes. The undisclosed income falling within the block period, forming part of the total income, shall be computed as per the Act on the basis of evidence found as a result of search, survey, in consequence of such search, or requisition of books of accounts and such other material or information as are either available with the AO or come to his notice by any means during the course of his proceedings under 158(b) BI. So what is undisclosed income? Undisclosed income can come from various sources, correct? It can come very first from where? The very first undisclosed income will come from where? Obviously the search. No, from the search, correct? Then the AO would have done some survey, correct? He would have done some other process. He would have collected some information from you. It can come from various sources, okay? So this is what this paragraph wants to tell us. Next paragraph I am keeping on hold. Whatever I am highlighting that we have done. This I have not highlighted, this we have not done so far. Okay, so we will come to this. Everything needs a background. Okay, now coming to the discussion, how much tax will be imposed, sir? How much tax will be imposed on us? Pay attention, please. Before that, I need to tell you the time limit to complete the assessment. By when the AO will complete the what? Block assessment. So let's see the time limit to complete the assessment, and we will write the example for that also. What is the time limit to complete the regular assessment? It is 12 months from the end of the relevant AY. Okay. Now what is the time limit to complete the block assessment? See please. See here please. See here please. Block assessment shall be completed. Shall be within from the end of the month in which the last of the authorization for the search under 132 or requisition under 132A was executed or made. It means when the search was completed. Okay. So whenever the search was completed, 12 months from the end of that financial year. Now if the matter is referred to transfer pricing officer, which I have told you today also, correct? Then you will get extra 12 months. Do you remember that or not? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
So now we will just note down the time limit to complete the assessment. Shall we? Each and every aspect has to be noted down here. Time limit to complete block assessment of person what? Who is searched. Okay. Are you clear or not? So on 30th September 2024, search is initiated. And on 5th October 2024, search is completed. Okay. So what was the time limit to complete assessment? Have you read or not? Or shall I show you once again? 12, end of the month or end of the year? Read carefully. End of the month in which the last of the authorization was executed. That is in the year, in the month in which the search was completed. So 12 months from the end of this month, correct? So 12 months from the end of October means which month? Okay, na? I have a doubt here. November, I am very bad with your months. November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Okay, na? 31st October 2025. Is it clear? October, yes, writing. Sorry. If the matter is referred to TPO, if referred to TPO, then it will be 31st October 26. Is it clear to everyone? Copy this fast. Take a photograph and write down this somewhere. Alani. Is this clear? Now I will show you the status of some other person. See here. Please see here. There is Mr. A, who is assessee. Okay. And the assessing officer is Mr. X. Okay. Now Mr. X has searched the premises of Mr. A. The search was initiated on 30th September 2024. Is it clear? Now, in this search, I am writing the heading over here. Status of other person. What do you mean by this, sir? You will come to know in a while. Wait. Whose premise I am searching? Mr. A. Now here I found jewelry of Mr. B. Okay. So I have told you in the chapter of search and seizure. In such case, what will the AO of Mr. A will do? Tell me na Palani faster zara. What in such cases? If I am doing your search and if I find something belonging to your friend, what shall I do? Yes. So Mr. within 60 days, I have to hand over. Correct. Now Mr. X will hand over the jewelry of Mr. B to assessing officer of Mr. B, that is, say the AO is what? Mr. Y. Okay, this is X, this is Y, this is B, this is A. Fair enough? Now, in the chapter of search and seizure, we have only spoken this much, correct? Have we spoken anything beyond this? No. We do not know what Mr. Y will do now. Yes or no? So shall we see in the barrack now what Mr. Y will do? Tell me please. So you have to tell me where should I stop. See the heading. Shall I stop here? Shall I stop here? Sure. Let's stop here then. Where the AO is satisfied that any undisclosed income belongs to or pertains to or relates to any person other than the person with respect to whom search was made under section 132. Are you able to understand or not? Please tell me. Alright, tell me now faster. Let's not waste time. Where the AO is satisfied. What is satisfied with? That undisclosed income belongs to Mr. B, or whose books of accounts, other documents, any assets were requisitioned under 132A. Then any money, bullion, jewelry, other valuable article or thing, or assets, or expenditure, or books of accounts, or other documents, any information contained thereto, seized or requisition shall be what? Shall be handed over to the assessing officer having what? Jurisdiction over such other person. Yes? Still we don't know what he will do. Yes or no? Still we don't know what Mr. Y will do. Correct or not? And that AO, that is which AO? Mr. Y shall proceed under 158 BC against such other person, and the provision of this chapter shall apply against Mr. B. Are you able to understand the implication of this sentence or not? Please tell me. Block assessment will be done for whom? Mr. B also. Such a dangerous paragraph it is. Why, sir? For example, a search is initiated at my place. Okay? Is it necessary that everything kept at my home belonging to some other person is undisclosed? Is it necessary everything kept at my home belonging to my sister is undisclosed? Belonging to my brother is undisclosed? Belonging to my friend is undisclosed? This was the position even in 2016. When? The same thing used to happen. Then the government of India in 2016 made an amendment. What amendment it made, you know? That the other assessing officer, that is which assessing officer I am talking about? Mr. Y, should not initiate block assessment or search and seizure assessment unless and until he is satisfied that that will have a bearing on the total income of the assessee. Okay. Are you able to understand? It will take time. Wait. Now this line says what you know. The moment the assessing officer finds something belonging to some other person, and if he hand over to that other assessing officer, that other assessing officer has been given absolute right to do 158 BC. But earlier it was not like that. This mistake has been committed earlier by the government. They rectified that. Now they reintroduced 2003 law, na? Are you able to? So they missed 2016 amendment. Are you able to understand or not? Yes, sir. They have given a long memorandum why this provision is wrong. They have given a long justification why this provision is wrong. This provision will unnecessarily open search and seizure assessments in respect of every person whose some or the other item is available at the search place. Are you able to understand or not? Yes. Let me show you that provision if you want. This is the Income Tax Act. Okay. 158C was 153C was the provision. Which was the provision? Can you see? This is when I am talking before 21 and after 2003. Correct? When search and seizure assessment was there, it was separate, not block. Okay. See what was written over there. Notwithstanding anything contained in 139, 147, 148, 149, 151, 153, where the AO is satisfied that, what is satisfied? Read with me. Are you able to see or not? Where the AO is satisfied, what? Any money, any bullion, any jewelry, other valuable articles or things seized, or any books of account, blah, blah, blah. Read the next line. Relates to or belongs to, okay? A person other than the person referred to in 153A. 153A was the search person, okay? Then the books of accounts, other documents, assets seized shall be handed over to the having jurisdiction over such person, okay? And that AO shall proceed against what? Each such person, issue notice, assess the total income of the other person in accordance with the provisions of 153A. Our new law ends here. Our new law ends here na 158 BD. See what was written after that in the old law. If that AO is satisfied that the books of accounts or documents or assets seized or acquisition, read, have a bearing on the determination of total income of such other person for the 6 years, then it makes sense not to open the assessment of other person. My brother has given me 10 lakh rupees jewelry, all disclosed, everything is fine. A return is filed, tax is paid. Just because that is found at my place, should that give a right to his assessing officer to open 6-year assessment? He has disclosed that particular thing to the income tax department. Just because that is found at the search party. Did you understand what I am trying to say or not? So what should happen here? What should be the wordings of the law? Only if it has a bearing on the total income of such other person, the such other AO should initiate proceeding. Are you clear or not? 100% clear? Okay. Now, the provision is such, we have come into such a situation now, there is a mandatory 6-year assessment of Mr. B. Are you clear or not? So, will we also ask the time limit to complete? Time limit to Mr. B's assessment should also be, there should be time limit to complete Mr. B's assessment also, correct? Now, suppose all these things are handed over to him on, I'll put one date, handed over on 15th November 2024. Is it fine? Is it fine if I hand over on 15th November 2024? Yes, you should hand over within 60 days, correct or not? Yes. So what will be the time limit now? Check. We have not done this time limit earlier. Check. Block assessment of any other person shall be completed within how many months? From the end of the month in which notice under 158 BC is pursuance of 158 BD. Are you able to relate or not? What is 158 BC? Assessment section. Assessment section. What is 158 BD? Assessment of any other person. So in 158 BD it is written or not? You should proceed under 158 BC. That's the reason I am making you read bare act. It is written or not? So whenever this notice is issued from the end of that month, 12 months. Okay? So now we need to ask the assessing officer, when are you sending the notice? Suppose notice is issued on say 25th of November 2024. He got the books on 15th November, correct? So the notice is issued on 25th November 2024. So by when he should complete the assessment? Can I say 30th November 2025? Please tell me. Within 12 months from the end of the month in which the notice under 158 BC is issued. Is it clear? Take a photograph of this. This is the status of Other person. Is it injustice with other person? Absolutely yes. Okay. So we expect some amendments will come in the next few years, definitely. Okay. They don't have brains or what? Do anything. They don't have brain when they make a law. Now, this is not the mistake that I was talking about. Okay. Mistake is a very dangerous mistake. Okay. It's a grave mistake. This may be mistake, this may be deliberate. That I don't know. Okay. They might have deliberately kept. Yes. To unnecessarily harass people. Yes or no? Shall I go ahead? Are you ready? Let's go ahead. Now, this also we have done. Status of other person. Correct? Yes, sir. Whatever we have done, I will just highlight it. This we have not done so far. Okay. We will come to that after some time. Okay. Shall I go ahead? Now, this is something which I cannot do as of now. I have to keep it pending because this is based. There are two things that I will not be able to teach you today because this is based on international transaction. Okay. For that, you need to know what is international transaction. This is the first thing that I cannot teach you today. And this is the second thing, which is a small line, which I cannot teach you today. This is also based on some international taxation provision. Whenever we are done with that, we will come to this page and we will do it. Don't worry. Okay. Apart from this, everything else can be done. Now, shall I go ahead? Now, what all things we know? Do we know block period? Do we know the AO will send notice? Do we know by when the assessee will file the return? Do we know the nitty-gritties of return, revising the return, processing of return? Yes? Yes. Do we know the AO will assess what? AO will assess what? Total income. Okay. Do we know the status of pending assessment? What will happen when the search is initiated? Abate. Correct. Do we know the time limit to complete the assessment? Yes. Do we know the status of other person? Do we know when the other person's assessment will be completed? Yes, we know all these things. Correct? Yes, sir. Shall we go ahead? Next. Sir, what will be the tax rate, sir? What will be the? That is also defined under section 113. Where it is defined? Flat 60% tax. Alani, what used to happen in 147? Till 31st August, 147 was there na for search and seizure. No. Whatever is the actual tax rate, correct? 30%, 25%, whatever. That was the tax rate, na? In block assessment, see? How much tax? Flat 60%. Flat? Yes. Okay. Are you clear? Sir, will there be any surcharge and cess also? Let's read. Provided that the tax chargeable under this section shall be increased by surcharge if any levied by the Central Act. Okay. But as of now, no surcharge is levied. Okay. As of now, no surcharge is imposed. Okay. If the government will impose, they want to impose surcharge, they will impose. Right now, there is no surcharge. So how will you compute the tax? 60% tax, 4% cess. Okay. Are you clear? Pay the tax. Shall I go ahead? Sir, what about interest and penalty? No interest and no penalty under 234A, 234B, 234C, 270A. All these things which are generally imposed to other assessees will not be imposed to these people. Okay. I have told you now, this chapter is complete in every sense. Yes. Does it talk about every aspect of the act? Please tell me. Return filing provisions are here. Time limit of completion is here. Assessment is here. Correct? Tax rate is here. Everything is given here only. Shall I go ahead? No interest for 234A, no 234B, no 234C, no penalty. But there is a separate interest under this section and separate penalty under this section. We are not escaping you from penalty and interest. We are not imposing the general interest and penalty on you. Are you able to understand? The way we are not imposing general tax rate on you, we are imposing 60% tax on you. Are you able to understand or not? The same way the interest rate is also different and the penalty is also different. Are you clear? Shall we see the interest and penalty under the block method now? Check. Interest for or not filing. Only one interest is imposed, not three. Only one. Shall I read? What is the default for which the interest is imposed? You are not filing the return. Okay? Or you are late filing the return. Then you will be chargeable with 1.5% per month or part thereof interest of the tax on undisclosed income under 158 BC. Obviously, you can tell me the logic from when the interest will start. After the due date, correct? And what is the due date to file the return under this section? It will be specified in the notice, maximum 60 days, correct? So the moment the time expires, the interest period will start, correct? Commencing from the day immediately following the expiry of the time specified in the notice, correct? And ending on the date of completion of assessment. And it will be imposed till which date? Tell me please. Till the date of completion of assessment, you will be chargeable with interest. Are you clear? Shall I go ahead? Last few things are pending. Was it easy? Understood now everything till here? It's easy only, but you need to be very logical in understanding each and every provision. Penalty. Sir, a normal penalty will not be imposed? No. The penalty which is imposed to others under 270A will not be imposed to these people. Okay? For these people, there is a separate penalty under 158 BFA. Under which section? 158 BFA. Okay? Shall I read how much penalty? Penalty on undisclosed income of block period as determined by AO shall be levied at how much? Please tell me. 50% of your tax payable. Okay. Whatever will be the tax payable on undisclosed income, of that 50% penalty you have to pay. Are you clear? However, the penalty under section 158 BFA and 271 AAD, we don't know what is this. 271D, we don't know what is this. 271 DA, we don't know what is this. 271 E, we don't know what is this. But we at least know what is this. Please tell me. At least we know 158 BFA we are reading now right now. You can avoid all this penalty if you fulfill these four conditions. Are you able to understand? If you fulfill all the four conditions, you will avoid the penalty of 50% also. Are you clear? Apart from 50% penalty, you can avoid even 4 more penalties, which we will learn in the chapter of penalty. Are you clear or not? Okay. So what all conditions, sir, I am supposed to fulfill, sir? Please tell me. Shall I read? First of all, such person has furnished the return. You should have furnished the return. Okay. Which return? Which return? Arey, it is written on the board now. Why are you applying your mind unnecessarily, Palani? Which return? The block return. The block return. Okay. Condition 1. Tax payable on the basis of such return has been paid. Okay. Or if the asset seized consists of money, the assessee offers the money so seized to be adjusted against the tax payable. Okay. First condition, you should file the return. Second condition, you should pay the tax. Or if tax you don't have money, then you can tell the department you can adjust from my seized asset. Okay. Are you clear? Third condition, evidence of tax is furnished along with the return. Are you clear? Fourth, an appeal is not filed against the assessment of that part of the income which is shown in the return. Now read this carefully. Fourth point. Appeal is not filed against the assessment of that part of the income which is shown in the return. Okay. See, listen carefully. The AO has passed an order. Which order? Block assessment order, yes, passed. Now please tell me, in this block assessment, will you show 2 types of income? One which you have already declared earlier, and one which you are going to disclose now for the first time, which was undisclosed, correct? So you should not file an appeal against your earlier income. Earlier you have disclosed something. Please tell me. appeal is not filed against that portion of the income which is shown in the return. In the return, there will be two types of income. Now, one which you have shown, correct? Okay. When the AO will pass the order, see, when the AO will pass the order, will it include two things which you have yourself shown and other which he has found? Now, which you have yourself shown, do you agree that you have to pay tax on that? Yes. And one which is found by the AO, can you disagree to that? Yes. So that part you can appeal. The one which is found by the AO, that you can appeal. Did you understand what I said? But the one which you have yourself disclosed in the return, why are you appealing now? Did you understand? So you should not appeal that part. Are you clear? You cannot appeal that part. If you fulfill the four conditions, we will what? See, we are not stopping you to. We are not stopping you to appeal. You can appeal. You can appeal that part also which you have disclosed in the return yourself. But then you will not get the waiver of penalty. Are you clear or not? See, again I am saying, this is your ITR. I am not getting space here. This is your order, order of AO. 50 lakh rupees you have yourself disclosed, Mr. A. And 20 lakhs rupees AO has found. You should not appeal against this 50 lakhs. Are you able to understand or not? Against this 20 lakhs, if you want to appeal, you can appeal. Don't worry, your penalty will be waived. Okay. But if you appeal against this 50 lakhs, your penalty will not be waived. Are you clear? So what are the four conditions that you are supposed to fulfill? Tell me fast. First, file return of income under 158 BC. Second, pay the tax or at least give the department the authority to adjust the tax. Okay. Third, show the evidence of payment of tax. And the fourth one is, appeal should not be filed against the income which you have declared in the return. Okay. Can appeal be filed against the income which is found by the AO? Yes, you can do that. Are you clear? Now, the things does not complete. There is some proviso which is mentioned over here. However, the above concession mandated by first proviso shall not apply. Now, this concession will not apply. When, sir? When? This concession shall? It means the penalty will be levied, will not be waived. Where the undisclosed income determined by the AO, undisclosed income is in excess of the income shown in the return. Okay. Where the undisclosed income is, you are showing in the return 20 lakhs, AO has found 2 crore rupees. Okay. And in such case, the penalty shall be imposed on the portion of undisclosed income determined which is in excess of the amount shown in the return. Okay. So, on the excess amount, obviously the AO will impose what? Please tell me. Penalty. The penalty. He is not going to waive the penalty. Is it clear? So, for these people, you are only going to follow the penalty which is mentioned here. We are not going to follow any other penalty that we are going to learn later on in the chapter of what? Tell me now, please. Penalty. Now, pay attention, please, all of you. So what is the status? Now we'll just recap this part once again. What is the status of tax? How much tax? Surcharge may be levied if the government will impose. Okay, right now there is no surcharge notified by the government. Interest 234 ABC? Not applicable. Then what? Any other interest will be imposed? Which interest? How much interest for what and for what non-compliance? For late filing or not filing, 1.5% interest will be imposed. Till which date? Till which date? Till which date? Till which date? Till the completion of assessment. And penalty how much? Penalty 50% of what? 50% of what? Tax on undisclosed income. Okay. And can I just get a waiver of that penalty? Yes, subject to 4 conditions. Okay. I hope it is clear to all of you. Shall I go ahead? Now let's go ahead. Pay attention. Other points. Now these are some very simple points, some approval wale points. Approval. We need to take some approval to impose this and that. Okay. Shall we read it? This we can read and understand. Authority competent to make block assessment. The order of assessment for block period shall be passed by an AO. Who will pass the order? Assessment is done by assessing officer only now. Yes. But they are setting some rank. They are setting some rank that below this officer is not having that much vision to do what? Block assessment. It requires vision, it requires knowledge to do all these things. And AO not below the rank of deputy commissioner, assistant commissioner, deputy director, assistant director, as the case may be. It means ITO definitely cannot do. Yes? ITO comes below assistant commissioner and deputy commissioner, correct or not?
Correct, sir.
ITO can. Can joint commissioner do? Joint commissioner can do. Yes? Joint commissioner goes above. Above what? Above the assistant commissioner and deputy commissioner. So not very important. Prior approval has to be taken. No notice under 158BC. What was 158BC? To file the return. So he has to take an approval from higher authority. Read it once. Not very important. Just read it once. Is this clear, all of you? Shall I go ahead? Pay attention. Sir, what will happen for the assessment of the previous year in which the search is initiated? Search is initiated in which previous year in our example? 24-25, correct? So what will happen for that year? So that is also covered in the block period, correct? Sir, what after 5th October? What about? Only till the date of completion of search is covered in the block period, na? What about October, November, December, January, February, March? Are you clear or not? For that, normal assessment will be done. Are you clear? Are you clear or not? For that, you will file the return next year, correct? Next year, na, you will file the return for that. And normal assessment will be continued, okay? The total income other than the undisclosed income of the AY relevant to the PY in which the last of the authorization for search is executed or acquisition is made shall be assessed separately in accordance with the other provision of this act. This we are talking about which year? About the previous year of search. Are you clear? Please tell me, all of you. So till now what we have done, I want all of you to answer that me fast, very fast. Will you?
Yes, sir.
Block period clear? Second, after the search and seizure, the AO will send you a notice. Is it clear? You will file the return in 60 days maximum. Is it clear? You cannot revise the return. Clear? You cannot process the return. Clear? The AO will send you scrutiny notice. Clear? What will happen with the pending assessments? It will abate. Okay. What will happen with the subsequent search happens and the original search assessment is still not completed? First complete the old search assessment and then we will start with the fresh proceeding. Correct? What is the time limit to complete my assessment proceeding? 12 months from the end of the month in which the search is completed. Correct? What is the time limit for now? What is the status of other person? New 158BC will be initiated by the new AO. Correct? Having jurisdiction over your friend. Okay. Will it be initiated in all the cases? Yes. Yes. Will it be initiated in all cases? Tell me fast. The answer is yes. Is it clear? Okay. Then what is the tax rate? 60%. What is the penalty rate? Can it be waived? Subject to 4 conditions. What is the rate of interest? 1.5% for what? And for what default? For non-filing of return. Okay. Is everyone 100% clear till here?
Yes, sir.
It's a beautiful chapter. Beautiful. I was missing this chapter for the last 3 years. Because before 2021 it was there. It was not there in the form of block. It was there as in the form of separate assessment. But it was there. We used to love this chapter. So it again came back. Okay. For us. Now coming to the most important part of this particular chapter. Most important part. That's it. After that, 1 or 2 small points are there. Shall I say? What is written in section 158 BB or BA, sorry. Please read subsection 1. Last two lines. The AO shall proceed to assess or what? Is this the amount on which 60% tax will be imposed? I am asking you. Is this the amount on which you will pay the tax now? Tell me now honestly. So we need to know now how to compute this period, this amount. Yes? Should the government tell us the mechanism to compute? What is the scope of total income? What all things will come in that? Should the government tell us or not? Please tell me. Computation of total income of the block period. Can you see this? Is this total income what they are talking about, which is referred in 158BA subsection 1? Palani, don't make such faces in life. Make good faces, make happy face. Palani, make happy face. So that I am also happy. If I am happy, then you will be happy. Correct? 158BA subsection 1. Is this section tells us that the AO will assess or reassess total income of the block period, and on that obviously you will pay tax. How to assess? How to compute total income? Correct? What all things will come in that? What all things will not come in that? Are you clear or not? So that is mentioned where? 158BB. Shall we see this? Now once you read this, you will not understand anything. Okay? So for that purpose, I have made one box over here for you all. Okay? See, just think like this. Think logically. All of you. You have to think now. Now the time has come to think. How many years period we are accumulating? 6 years, and this current year also part of the year. Okay? Are we considering all of them, entire thing what we have earned in this 6 years? We are subsuming everything here. Okay, let's see. Computation of total income of the block period. Computation of total income of the block period shall be made as per 158 BB, which is given as follows. In BB, there are 5 clauses. 158 BB, subsection 1, clause 1, clause 2, clause 3, clause 4, and clause 5. Can you see this? Now, you can see this in Bare Act also. Subsection 1, clause 1, clause 2, clause 3, clause 4, clause 5. I have just put all of them in the form of a box. Are you clear? Shall we start? Now pay attention. What is the first thing that we will add in the total income? Okay? 158 BB, subsection 1, clause 1. Shall I start? You have to think. You have to think. You have to think. If you don't understand, please interfere in between and let me know. Sir, we didn't understand this. Okay? But I will try my best that you don't have to ask any question. You will understand everything. Don't worry. First, total income disclosed in the return furnished by the assessee under 158 BC. Okay. What is the first thing that the department is telling us to write here? Whatever total income we have disclosed in the return. Okay. Now who is making this computation? This computation is made by assessee. This all A, B, C, D, all this calculation is done by whom? AO. Okay. Now I'm not talking about the first calculation. Obviously first calculation is done by assessee. Are you clear or not? I'm saying this computation statement is made by whom? AO is doing this computation statement. AO should assess or reassess the total income of block period na. As per which section? As per 155 BB na. So in BB they say make an addition of 5 items. How many items? Add 5 items. First, what is the first thing that we should add? Tell me now please fast yaar. Income disclosed by the assessee in the return. Okay. So in the return, assessee will disclose how many years income? 6 years and also the current year's income. Correct? Part of the year. Disclose that. Okay? Is it clear? Second, pay attention please. Pay attention. Very dangerous provision it is. Very dangerous. You have to give time on each and every item. I will not hurry and go on the second item so easily. Okay? Unless and until you are clear with the first item. Think on point number 1. Total income disclosed in the return furnished by 158 BC. What will I do? I will see how much I have earned in 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24, and I will total and I will write this. Okay? Are you clear? Now, second. What is the second thing that I am doing? What is the second thing that the AO will add? Okay. Shall I say? Total income assessed under 143.3. Is it possible out of the 6 years, your assessment of one of the year is completed? Is it possible that your assessment of earlier year is completed? Okay. Say assessment of 1920 was completed under 143.3. Okay. How much income was assessed by the AO? Add here. Okay. Then, is it possible that one of the year income was assessed under best judgment? Add here. Okay. In clause 2. Okay. Is it possible in one of the year 147 was reopened and that was assessed by the AO? Correct. Add here. Is it possible that in one of the year from 2018-19 to 21-22 when the old search and seizure assessment was there, it was there now old search and seizure before 2021. So this was the section of old search and seizure 153A, 153C. Is it possible? Add all of them. Okay. Now a question will arise. See now please. Think. Suppose your previous year 18-19 assessment was done under 143.3. Okay. And the AO has assessed your income of 10 lakh rupees. How much beta? 10 lakh rupees. Okay. Will it come in point number B? But you think logically, has it already come in point number 1 also? Think. When you say in 158 BC, you are supposed to write the income of the 6 years. Will you also not write the income assessed under A by 18-19, P by 18-19? Tell me now please, yaar. Did you understand what I said? In 18-19, have I paid tax on 10 lakh rupees? Correct? You are telling me to write that in point number B. I have written. In point number A, you are telling me to write the entire income disclosed in the return. In the return, have I disclosed this also? Because this is also part of block period. Is it not duplication? Is it not duplication? So don't worry. They are telling you to add A, B, C, D, E, and then they are telling you to reduce B, C, D. So is the B getting nullified here? Please tell me. See what they have done. They have added first 10 lakh rupees in the return, point number A, and then they have told you to reduce 10 lakh rupees. Okay. Now why they have done so? Are they mad or what? Yes, they are mad. They could have easily said now that you ignore B in A also and in B also. Yes or no? You will come to know why they have done so after 10 minutes. Okay. Just wait for some time. Okay. Coming back to the discussion. What is there in A? Tell me fast. What is there in A? Whatever income you have disclosed in the return, write everything. Will that also include the income which has already got assessed under 143, 144, 147, 153A? Write in B and then reduce B. First write in B and then reduce from B. Okay, the B is nullified. Okay. Are you clear or not? Please tell me. Let's understand C. Shall I? What is C now? Clause 3. Total income declared in the return of income filed under 139 or in response to a notice under 142.1, 148 and not covered under A and B. What do I mean by this? This means you have filed the return. You have filed the return. Under which section? 139 or 142 or 148. And it is quite possible that your assessment is not complete. Okay. It is quite possible your assessment is not complete. Is it clear? So will it come in B? No, because B will only include total income which are already assessed. Correct? So is it possible that in your block period 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 23, 24 for these 6 years you have filed the return but assessment is not done, correct? Or even if the assessment is done, it is not completed, it is still pending, correct? So add all those items here, okay? Again the same question will arise. Have I already included all those things here? Tell me now please. I have included all these things here. That is the reason they are telling you add C and then reduce C. Check. C is also nullified. Alright, tell me now please. Shall I go ahead with the fourth point? Total income. Total determined where the previous year has not ended. They are talking about which previous year? Current previous year, the year of search, correct? On the basis of entries relating to such income or transactions are recorded in the books of accounts and other documents maintained in the normal course on or before the last authorization for the search. They are talking about 1st April to 5th October period. Are you clear? Now, whatever you have earned from 1st April to 5th October, have you filed the return for that? Arey Palani, do you have mind or not? Have you filed a regular return for that? 139. Have your assessment done for that period? No, you don't have any return for that, correct? Arey, because the year is incomplete now. You don't have any return, you don't have any assessment because it is the mid of the year now. So, whatever you have earned in this period, write down that based on the entries in the books of accounts. Check. Are you able to understand? So, whatever you have done, write down that over here. Now, again, I will tell you, is this period also covered in the block period? So, will there be duplication once again? When I write the total income furnished in the return, will I also include 1st April 24 to 5th October 24 data? Please tell me. So now they are again saying reduce D also. Check. D is also nullified. Can you see this? So B is getting duplication. So they are reducing. C is getting duplication. So they are reducing. E is getting duplicated. So they are reducing. Are you clear? B, C, D. All three of them. Shall I go ahead with the last point? Fifth one. What is fifth one? Undisclosed income determined by the AO. Is it included in your return income? Arey, think and answer na Palani. Don't be in a hurry. Don't just tell me yes or no, please. Think. Is this amount included in your point number 1? What is point number 1? Income disclosed in the return. And what is point number 5? Undisclosed income determined by whom? So if the AO is determining your undisclosed income, was it there in your return? Is it repeating? It is not repeating. It is. Therefore, will you get the reduction of this from below? Tell me, no. So ultimately, what is the equation? They could have easily said point number 1 and point number 5 is the total income. Arey, yes or no, yaar? Arey, what sense does it make to first write A plus B plus C plus D plus E, then reducing B plus C plus D? Indirectly, you are saying A plus E now mathematically. Tell me now, please. Now, why they have done so? They have done so to tell you that we are bringing a new law. Okay, 23 years back, in 2003, it was very simple A plus E. Are you able to understand or not? It was very simple A plus E. But now they want to show that they have brought something new, revolution under the income tax law, search and seizure, block assessment we are introducing. You are not introducing, you are copying and pasting and making some cosmetic changes in that. And in the process of doing that, you are making it more complicated. Does it make any sense? You tell me, does it make any sense to you to add an item and then immediately reducing that item? Tell me. I'll show you from the bare act. You see here. Now you are aware of all the 5 items. Now let's read. What was the first item? Let's read from the beginning. Let's read. You will say your book says anything, sir. Show us the bare act. This is the bare act. The total income referred to in subsection 1 of 158BA of the block period shall be aggregate of the following, namely, what is first point? Read. Income disclosed in the return furnished under 158 BC. Will it include the income already assessed? Will it include the income already disclosed in 139? Will it include the search period 1st April to 5th October data also? Yes. So second point is what? Check. Total income assessed under 143.3. This is talking about completed assessments, correct? 144, 147, 153A, 153C prior to the date of initiation of search. Okay. What is point number 3, which is C in our point? Okay. Total income declared in the return under section 139 in response to a notice under 142.1, 148 not covered in 1 and 2 above. Okay. What is point number 4? Total income. This is talking about 1st April to 5th October, correct? And what is point number 5? Palani, don't make a mistake now. I'm going to kill you again. Undisclosed income determined by the AO. Okay. Now, if you come to subsection 5, how did you come to know whether it is subsection 5? Okay, in the table it was written. The tax referred to in subsection 7 of 158 BA shall be charged on the total income determined in the manner specified in subsection 1 as reduced by the total income referred to in clause 2, 3, 4. That's what we are doing. Please tell me. Are BCD na? So ultimately, what is the total scope of total income? A and E, 1 and 5. Are you clear? Is everyone clear? 100%. They are doing all this time waste. Now I will tell you something very critical. Listen. Pay absolute attention. Huh? Can I just, for the sake of simplicity, can I need your permission. Can I cut this and this? Can I cut this and this? Can I say my undisclosed income will be A plus E? Can I say this is the amount on which 60% tax will be imposed? Tell me louder. This is also wrong. This is also wrong. I'll tell you why. Think mathematically. You tell me when you disclose here the income of 6 years. Okay? Okay? Is it possible this will include, this is suo motu declared by you? Is it possible there are two types of income here? One which you have declared earlier and one which you are declaring now. Okay? In A, both of them comes, and obviously E, you are taking 60%. I have no problem. Okay? But is it justified to take tax on this portion? Absolutely wrong. Are you able to understand or not? Correct or not? What they should have done, you know? They should have, without adding BCD, without adding BCD, they should have reduced the amount. Then the equation would have been correct. If you are adding BCD and then removing BCD, then BCD is nullified, correct or not? But in A, entire income is subsumed, including that income on which I have already paid tax earlier. Are you clear or not? Please tell me, yaar. Now this is the same error which they have made in the block assessment in 2003. Same. This is an error they have made earlier. Then they brought one clarification in somewhere around in 1990s. Okay. But now they have copied the provision. So in copying also they have made a what? Mistake. I have written there below with lot of confidence. 158 BB. 158 requires the aforementioned methodology to compute what? However, the total income disclosed in the return furnished under 158 BC, that is in A in the table above, includes the income already assessed or declared in the return filed, B and C, prior to the date of initiation of search. This would result in double addition of the same amount if the calculations are made strictly in accordance with 158 BB. Therefore, section 158 BB requires some modification or corrections. Are you able to understand or not? Please tell me. Government of India, CBDT, having 80,000 employees, and a small person, single individual like me can identify a mistake, and they cannot verify a law before bringing a law. This is the state of income tax department, and they talk about simplifying the law. Is there anything, have I said anything wrong in this? Please tell me. Tell me. I have made you read from the Bare Act. You can read it. And this is not only my opinion, even the taxman has said the same thing. Okay. Who has said the same thing? Taxman. I have a book of taxman over here, kept inside another room. They have also said the same thing. They have also said that this is a mistake in the law. CBDT will come up with a clarification. Are you clear? Please tell me. So, did you understand that? Forget about BCD. That is hopeless. Did you understand A plus E itself is wrong? What they should have written, you know? They should have only written, in A they should have written, total income disclosed by the assessee in the return, which was not disclosed earlier. Yes? And E should have been total income determined by the AO. Correct? That's it. It could have been so easy. A plus B plus C plus D plus E, then go to subsection 5, then B plus C plus D, reduce. Then you will get something. Then also wrong. After doing all this thing, at least it should have been correct. Yes? Then also it is incorrect. Forget it. Okay? So this is what this discussion is all about. So after the computation of this is the total income of the block period on which you are going to apply what? 60% tax. Okay? But unfortunately, this includes duplication of income. Correct? We require some modification in this particular statement. Are you clear or not? Please tell me. Now, there is one question that is there in our mind. Pay attention, please, all of you. Suppose in the previous year 17-18, there is some loss, say business loss. There is a business loss, okay? Of what? Of 50 lakh rupees. Is it clear? Now, on Palani, there is something applied here. Okay, now it is clear. Now on 30th September 2024, what happened? What happened? Tell now. For the last 2 hours, we are doing that only. Search is initiated. Okay. And on 5th October 2024, search is completed. Is it clear or not? Now, pay attention, please, all of you. What will be the block period? Previous year 18-19 beta to 23-24 plus 1st April 2024 to 5th October 24. Is it clear? Now the question is, if there is a business loss of 50 lakhs pertaining to the period prior to block period, okay, will I be allowed to set off that against this income? Okay. Will I be allowed to set off against this income? Okay. So what do you feel? Will they allow? Will they allow you to set off your losses against the block assessment total income? They will allow. Genuine loss, so what genuine loss, yeah? What genuine loss? Then if you have 20 crore loss, then you can escape anything in this world. Huh? Alani? So what is the treatment under the income tax law? Let's see. For the purpose of block assessment, losses brought forward from the previous year prior to comprising the block period. That is which previous year they are talking about? 17-18. Okay? Or UAD. Alani, your hopes are shattered. Your hopes are shattered like a broken glass. Okay? Or UAD shall not be set off against the undisclosed income determined in the block assessment under this chapter. Are you clear? But may be carried forward for set off in the previous year subsequent to the AY in which the block period ends for the remaining period, taking into account the block period and such AY in accordance with the provision of this act. What do I mean by this? What do I mean by this? Sorry. I cannot expect you to interpret so fast. Okay? You can read it once. Then we will interpret. Okay? Shall I say? What do you mean by this? Just a second. What do you mean by this paragraph? This paragraph tells us very important thing. What is that important thing? That this loss you can carry forward after this. Yes. You can after block period, but for the remaining period. It means what will be remained after that year? Hardly 1.5 years. Yes or no? Please tell me. Already 6 years have gone in what? 6 years have already gone in what? Block period. And half year has already again gone in block period. Correct? What will be left after that? Nothing will be left. Correct or not? Please tell me. So you can take a photograph of this if you want. Is this clear? Now, one last thing is pending in this particular chapter that will complete, and then that will end the chapter. Okay. Shall I say? 100% you are ready? Search is initiated on 30th September 2024. Search is completed on 5th October 2024. Block period. What is block period? Previous year 1819, previous year 1920, previous year 2021, previous year 2122, previous year 2223, previous year 2324 plus 1st April 2024 to 5th October 2024. Okay. On this date, 147 is pending. 143 subsection 3 completed. What? 143 subsection 3 completed. 143 subsection 3 pending. 144 pending. And assessment not started. Okay. Now I have a question to all of you, which I have already taught you. Correct? What will be the fate of these assessments? What will be the fate of these assessments? What will be the fate of this? Will you say that it is abated? No. Abated concept will apply on which assessments? The pending assessments will abate, correct? So this will abate, this will abate, this will abate, correct? And the green one, green which I am highlighting green, can I say this will remain as it is? Yes, and you will include that income in what? In your total income, correct? After that, AO has what? Issued notice to you under section 158 BC, correct or not? After that, you have filed the return and then the AO has passed the order under 158 BC, correct? He will pass an order of assessment, correct or not? Computing what? Tax on total income of the block period, correct? Now, assessee is not satisfied. What will assessee do? Can assessee file an appeal? The answer is yes. Okay? Check here. In the next chapter, we are going to do this. Appealable orders to CIT appeal 158 BC. Can you see this? Tell me please. So a corresponding amendment is made under the appeal chapter as well. Assessee file an appeal to CIT appeal. Okay? Assessee lost the case. Assessee? The matter went to ITAT. What is ITAT? Income tax appellate tribunal. It is the second appellate authority. The ITAT passed an order. ITAT passed an order on 31st of March 2032. Baapre, 31st of March 2032 ITAT is passing the orders. ITAT takes 4 years time to pass an order. How much time? 4 years time maximum. What order ITAT has passed? That order was given to order received by whom? Listen carefully now. Procedure. Commissioner of Income Tax. ITAT never communicate to AO. ITAT communicate with whom? Directly with the CIT. ITAT is a very big authority. They don't have time to talk to assessing officers. They will give the order to whom? CIT. Suppose the CIT received the order on 4th April 2032. When? Shall I go ahead? Do you have the courage to listen to what I am going to say now? No? Niveda? You are very courageous, I think so. Yes? So listen to me, what I am trying to say now. Did you understand the story till here? What has happened till here? The assessee is not happy with the order. Which order he is not happy with? That is the block assessment order he is not happy with. So he went to CIT appeal, he lost the case, he went to ITAT. ITAT passed the order, gave the order to CIT. Who won at ITAT? Who has won at the ITAT? No. Can you see the judgment on the board? No. I have not yet said who has won. Okay? The order is with whom now? When? 4th April. CIT opened the order. CIT? And the very first line of the order says that the search and seizure conducted in previous year 24-25 is held illegal. Okay. What is the ITAT saying? Forget about assessment. The entire search proceeding itself was illegal. Why, sir? There was no warrant only. There was no warrant. The warrant was fake. That issue came up with ITAT in 2032. Now what will happen, sir? This entire assessment is wrong now. Yes or no? So now what the department is saying, they have kept their last card. They have kept their last card in their pocket. And what does the last card has to say? Do you have the courage to read that? Tell me now, please. If any proceeding, subsection 158 BA, subsection 5, if any proceeding initiated under this chapter or any order of assessment or reassessment made under clause C of subsection 1 of 158 BC has been what? Annulled means cancelled in an appeal or any other legal proceeding, then notwithstanding anything contained in this chapter or section 153, which is the time limit to complete assessment, the assessment or reassessment relating to any AY which has abated under subsection 2, which has shall revive. Shall that is the reason I was missing this chapter. Okay, such a beautiful chapter it is. Shall revive from the date of receipt of order of such annulment by the principal commissioner or commissioner. When it will be revived? Which assessment will revive now? Of which year? This will revive. This will revive. This will revive. Are you able to understand or not? These pending assessments, these assessments will revive from when? 4th April 2032. Okay. Now you will ask me one more question. Now what is the time limit to complete this assessment? Okay. Yes or no? So it is 12 months from the end of the month in which the order of revival was received, in which the order was received by CIT. So 12 months from end of month in which ITAT order is what? Is received by CIT. That is which date? Time limit to complete what? This pending assessment. Tell me what will be the date? 30 April 2033. Is it clear to all of you? Please tell me. If yes, take a photograph of this. This is income tax law. They are not going to leave you. Okay, under any circumstance. Take a photograph of this. Then I will scroll. Have you taken the photograph of this? I will scroll now. Take a photograph of this also now. Till here. So this is what your search and seizure assessment and block assessment is all about. Is everyone clear with this? So now we have covered all the points, okay, which are relevant under this particular section. You can see that we have highlighted everything which is there over here, except 2 points which I will discuss later. So do you have any doubt? This is the revival point, okay, which I have not discussed earlier, which I have discussed just now. Is it clear? Revival of which assessment which got abated earlier under subsection 2 of 158 BA. Are you clear? So this is what this beautiful chapter is all about, okay.